Well, hello there. In this video, we're going to look at the 359 cab, clean it up a little bit, and with any luck, we'll get this thing mounted on the frame. How do I get out of here? Help! Get a look at that thing. That sounds like a diesel. That's what it sounds like to me. All right, so it's time to really get this project going. And what we're going to do today is we are working on the cab. So I'm going to walk you around the cab a little bit, kind of introduce you to her, and show you what I've done on the frame and what I'm doing on the frame. And we're just going to worry about kind of prepping the cab, tearing it apart a little bit, and getting it where we want to on the chassis. So we're going to just kind of do both of those in this video. So hang tight and check it out. Let me know what you think of this. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool, but we'll see. Here's the cab. So I've got it obviously up on some stands. I bought this. It's a 359 Peterbilt. And that's probably my favorite thing about this. And I'm not sure what to do with that. Because if I paint it, that's got to go. And I just think it's cool. But we could talk about that another time. But here it is. I've already kind of started taking it apart just a little bit. So, yeah, it's not in great shape, not in horrible shape. But it's definitely going to work. There's the back a little bit. So again, eventually, not till we get this thing running and driving, but we'll cut a big old hole out of that, put a sleeper back there. Here's the inside. And, you know, there's already mice in here and all that jazz, but basically, we're going to gut this thing. I'm not sure what to do about all that because there is a lot going on here to include air wipers and all this. And I would like to I'm going to use this dash panel, but I think we'll replace, you know, different valves and whatever. So we'll kind of see, but nice, huge old steering wheel, which of course I won't be reusing, but that doesn't mean it's not cool. Here's the top. Basically, we just got to get in this thing, tear it apart, and then fix some things like this floor here is rotten wood, and we got a crack in the aluminum there and whatever. So we're going to remove everything. Look at that. So let's get rolling. So the way I've been doing this is I'm just kind of going to open everything up. So we got a little bit of elbow room. And then we'll go from there. So this has to come out. This is an air ride seat. And I don't know how long this thing's been sitting, but there was still air in the bag. That was fun. So yeah, we'll get this thing out. We're going to pull all the interior panels because they're pretty much shot. We'll take out this steering column like I was mentioning. I don't know what we'll do here, but we're just going to kind of get her down to its bare self. And I also think I'm going to take the doors off. So the main reason for that is, well, they're kind of heavy, and just to lighten this up, because believe it or not, it is kind of heavy. So anyway, let's get rolling here. First thing is, there is a ton of mice homage in here. The mice live in here. So what I think we'll do is I'm going to go and vacuum it out, and then we'll just kind of go from there. I already got my vacuum hooked up. I knew you'd be stopping by. So this seat has been a pain in the butt to take apart and remove. Of course, it's bolted to the body, and at the bottom, everything's just spinning. And ugh, mouse pee, boy, I love it. So I've got to get in here and try to figure out the best way to take this apart. And that's kind of what I've been doing. That's why all this is out and whatever. So, and these dang things don't want to come out. This is just quite the setup here, but and you'd think if this was all lined up, it'd want to come out, but it doesn't. It'd be helpful if these things weren't in here. I suppose I could take those out. If I had a really long punch, that'd be cool, but do not. It's a good thing you don't have smell-o-vision because it's foul. Just for the heck of it, I don't know how well that'll reach in there, but let's give her a go and see if we can encourage that rod to come out. It does go in. Oh, hey, I think we might be onto something. When all else fails, hit it with the purse, as the kids say these days. What? Serious? Was it that easy? Sometimes you just got to figure these guys out. Well, now we got more room, and we got another rod, so let's get that guy out. Now what the heck? Why do you not want to go in there? Have I mentioned it stinks in here? The last tenant really left this place a mess. Should have been, I'm sure he was evicted, I don't know. Time for the purse again. Actually, this rod doesn't even do anything, but I still want it out of there. Good enough. Oh, look at that. Now we kind of got this. Oh, there we go. Oh, as you can see, somebody's been living in here. I can tell. Let's clean some of this up. Some old light. Oh, they've been living under for a while. But nobody's home today, so. Okay, now that we've got the hantavirus somewhat vacuumed, I should have a mask on, but are you still watching? Pay attention. Then, of course, if all else fails, put a little leverage on her. Oh, a nickel. Let's see what year it is. 74. I think that's the year of this, isn't it? I'm going to hang on to that. If it's not the same year, who cares? But if it's the same year, that's kind of neat. Okay, got the famous Zippy-Doo. Let's Zippy-Doo this off. And the magic is holding this on. Oh, I see. Let's unzippy this do. Is there anything else holding you on, little buddy? Nope. Okay. Whew, that steering wheel's crunchy. Out with you. Say bye to your friends. Bye. We're making some progress. We're kind of getting her down there a little bit. What in the hell is that? So what I think we'll do is, what I don't want to do, but it should probably just get done, is I'm going to take these doors off. Then we'll go through and, like I said, get the interior out, mess up top, dive into this. That'll be a thing coming up that, oh dear. So I'm probably going to, like I say, redo all this stuff, but a lot of the stuff isn't even factory. Some is. So we'll just kind of see how it goes here. Okay. So these are real kind of hard to get to, and I'm not going to be able to show you worth a crap on the video. So I'm just going to pull this door off, probably pull that door off. Here's a motor mount that we are going to remove. And you see, hopefully, how it's attached to the frame. And we are going to move this motor mount back about 3.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these off. These are like a huge riv nut type deal. We've got some more in there. And so I'm going to cut that off and move this back because I've already had the cab on here. And after looking at it, we kind of decided, well, let's bring her back 3.5 inches, which where these motor mounts are, which is what those are. All right, so we're going to start by torching these 2 riv nuts out. Then, like you saw just a minute ago, there's 4 more in here, 2 facing this way, 2 facing in. We've got plenty of room to kind of get everything, so let's get to her. Now, while she's still a little bit warm, we're going to grab a punch. And of course, I grabbed the smallest hammer that I have. And that's how easy those come out. And we'll go ahead and do the inside ones. Trying to get you guys in there a little bit. We'll see how she turns out here. I don't think I got her hot enough. Well, maybe. There we go. I've done this both ways where I blow off the riv nut and then get to the bolt, but it's cleaner if you just get them both at once, I think. Biggest thing is we don't want to cut through the frame, and oh my, we might just be doing that here. All right, so, no, we didn't get into the frame, I don't think. But I want to be careful, and I'm going to grab a hammer and see if I can hammer this off real quick. Let's grab a punch, just because she's still hot, and we'll do that rather than... And again, biggest hammer. Oh no, that turned out real good. Just gonna... There we go. So that one got a little goofy, but we'll go ahead and get the top one now. So I've got a particular way that I came up for doing this, and I'm going to kind of show you how that goes. But basically, I'm going to use my Harbor Freight Bot needle scaler, which I've used this for maybe an hour, if that, and we're already in limp mode. So I'm going to take it back. They got an upscaled version. I'll maybe try that. But anyway, so I'm going to go through the outside only, needle scale all this. Then I'm going to come back through with a wire wheel, and then I'll kind of show you after that. All right, so we've got most of the needle scaling done, now pretty much all of it. So now we're going to take this guy, which is an aggressive wire wheel, and we're going to get the rest of it. Then we're going to do the same thing on the actual mount right here. We'll get the back side, and I'm going to just go over some of the inside the same way. That way when we put it on, those parts that are hard to get to will kind of be done. So let's get to her. All right, so it certainly is better by quite a bit, however, not perfect. So we're not going to get it perfect. I think this will be just fine. We'll get some primer on it. I might come back over on this side and clean it up a little bit more. But I think that'll be just fine. We'll put some primer on it, and then we're going to put some paint. And you say, well, why are you doing this? I'm just trying to slow this rust down a little bit once we get them out on, because I don't know, I might be buried in this thing someday, so we want her to last. But anyway, yeah, we're just going to kind of get this as good as we can. And then once the body's on here and we've kind of figured some of this stuff out, we'll go through and we're going to do the whole frame, probably in sections, because this little bit went good, but just think, we've got many, many feet of this to do. So anyway, this is what that kind of looks like. So I'm going to go get some primer. We'll get that on there. We'll do the actual bracket, and then we'll kind of go from there. So as far as primer, I'm just using Rust-Oleum. This, I think, is fast drying, yeah. So when I do this, I usually put a thin coat on to start with, then maybe a couple thick coats, and then after it's dried, the paint. So just a tickle here. And then I'll come back here in about 5-10 minutes and then throw another coat on. All right, time for coat number 2, because that's good and dry. And this one I'm going to put on a little bit thicker, just because it's probably going to be our last one here. And if it drips, I don't care, it's getting covered. This is just really just for protection. So I'm going to let this dry. We'll put a little color on it, meaning black paint, and then that'll be it for the frame side. We'll do the same kind of a thing for the actual body mount. and then we'll let everything dry, bolt it together, and go from there. As you can see, it fit. I did have to use a little persuasion with a hammer, but they went in, and what I did is I went ahead and snugged everything up. So, I mean, this is solid, but I want to put the factory original bolts back in here, even though that's probably plenty. That's the way we're going to do it. So, I've got a paint marker, and this worked good. So what I'm going to do is just paint each hole. And then I'm going to take this back off again. So there we go. We've got our two marks of where we need to drill. Now, obviously with the paint marker here, I couldn't quite get that all the way up. So if you look here, I couldn't quite get that all the way up. But what I'll do is I'll just try to figure where that hole is. That one did pretty good. And we'll center punch it. Well, what we'll do, this one's pretty good. Oh, that looks nice. This one, all I'm going to do is go up just a smidgen from what actually looks like center. I think that'll do it. So, might be offset a little bit that way. We'll just massage it right back in there to the middle. Now what I'll take is a 1/8 inch drill bit or whatever, drill a couple pilot holes. Then I'll drill the 1/2 inch hole, and I'm not going to show you all that because it's not going to be very fun. So we'll go ahead and do that. We've got our frame drilled and primed. This does fit up now. And now we've just got to clean this up, prime it, paint the frame, paint this, let them dry, hook this up, and then we're going to try putting the cab on. It won't be the last time it's coming off, but it might be on there for a little while, so we're just going to have to see. I guess I don't know how that's going to play out. So let's go ahead and get this needle scaled. We'll grind it up real quick and then throw a little primer on it. I am using number 8 hardware. They had some black hardware that I really did want to use, but it was metric and goofy, and I thought, you know what, we better stay with standard stuff. just in case anybody else sometime down the line gets into it. That's what I'm doing. And these aren't my favorite thing, but I will say that for this, it may work, it may not. I may go and change this and do like a lock nut or something like that. But for now, this will be fine. All right, so now I'm gonna attempt to put this cab on with no help this time, because I did test fit it once before and I had some help. So hopefully I don't drop it. Hopefully everything goes kind of okay. Once I get it up there, I think what I'll do then is kind of find some of the old motor mounts that were either on the bus. I think there's one in here. I'm only gonna bolt down the front for now. And then I'll probably put some 2x4s just to kind of level it up a little bit. And if I do need to keep it outside, that would be okay. I suppose if I cover up the engine, we'll see what happens. As you can see, it's doing the California dog butt drag thing they're calling it. It's not perfectly centered, so what I think I'll do is, like I said, I'll get a couple of body mounts in the front, at least started and kind of in place. I'll measure it up, tighten those down, put some 2x4s in the back so it sits somewhat respectable, and we'll kind of go from there.